All right, good morning. It's Friday. It's our last day of the week. A nice short week this week, and today is continuation of yesterday, all about the Magna Carta. Hopefully, you completed yesterday's Ed puzzle and the three questions on the section on the Magna Carta. And today we're going to actually read parts of the Magna Carta if you didn't already start doing that yesterday, but I'm going to go into a little bit more detail today. The whole goal of today, if you didn't already start doing it, is to pick 2 to 3 of the excerpts from the Magna Carta and create a visual aid that goes along with it. So just to recap the instructions, read all 7 excerpts of the Magna Carta, pick 2 to 3 of them, make sure you know what all of the words mean, work with a partner or a group of 3 to create a slide for each excerpt if a group of 3 must have 3 slides. And you can work with a partner or group of 3 across all of my classes. So anyone who has me, you can work with them. Step 4, only visuals on the slides and the quoted excerpt. They should explain the meaning of the excerpt. They should get to what it means, and I'll talk more about that in a second. All right, so you had the template. It's literally blank. It's just a blank. It has some more reminders on instructions. It has a place for you to put all of your names with your group names, and then it just says 1, 13, 20, 28, 39, 40 and 42. That's it. So everything else is up to you to add onto this slide. It is literally blank. You just choose 2 or 3 of them. You can delete the rest. So if you're not using 1 and 13 and 20 and 28, you can delete everything. You can delete those. Just only turn in the slides of the ones that you are doing. If you worked on it yesterday, that means you made a copy. That means you are going to turn in that slideshow today. You'll attach it to today's assignment. And it's going to be the same way for today. I'm just going to have it as view only. So you'll have to go to File, make a copy of the entire presentation, and then you can work on that new copy. This way you can share with whoever you're working with and then turn in that assignment. All right, let's get to the actual excerpts. And I'll show you another example from last year as well. Okay. Excerpt number 1. The English Church shall be free and shall have her rights entire and her liberties inviolate. So you'll see some funky wording here, but what this means basically is that the English Church shall be free and all of the church's rights and freedoms, liberties, shall not be inviolated. So shouldn't be violated, meaning taken away. 13. The city of London shall have its ancient liberties and free customs. Furthermore, all other cities, boroughs, towns, and ports shall have all of their liberties and free customs. Fancy way of saying cities should be able to do whatever they want, practice their freedoms, their customs, however they want, and they should not be taken away either. And ancient liberties is kind of talking about the way they've always done things. All right, a free man shall not be amerced, which means fined, for any slight offense, meaning like a small crime, except in accordance with the degree of the offense. This is kind of like Hammurabi's code, if you remember. So the fine should meet the crime is a nice way I like to remember this. And for grave offenses, meaning really big offenses, he shall be fined in accordance with how big the offense is, with the gravity of the offense. No constable. A constable is a fancy word for a police officer, or other bailiff, which is just like an officer of the law, of ours shall take corn or other provisions from anyone without immediate tendering money thereof, unless he can have postponement thereof by permission of the seller. This is really confusing wording, but it's really simple. It just means a police officer or other officer cannot take anything from anyone unless they pay for it, or they agree that they will pay for it later. All right, so it's a really fancy way. They're saying corn, but it just means like food or anything that you own. A police officer can't take it away unless you agree to it or they pay for it, or they agree to pay for it later. 39. No free men shall be taken or imprisoned or diseased, deprived, means like, I'll get to that in a second, or exiled in any way, destroyed, except by the lawful judgment of peers or by the law of the land. And peers means other people, of other citizens, other free men. So this means you should not be imprisoned or put in jail unless you had a trial in front of your peers or by the law of the land. So this is basically the right to a jury trial. No one will sell to no one will refuse or delay the right of justice. So justice is not for sale, and everyone is allowed to have justice, meaning like fairness. 42. It shall be lawful in the future for anyone, excepting always those imprisoned or outlawed in accordance with the law of the kingdom, to leave the kingdom and to return, meaning you can go anywhere and you can come back and you're still going to be a citizen of that place. So these are some important excerpts from the Magna Carta. Let me show you an example of the visual aids. Your visual aids should just be pictures that help understand what all this confusing mess of Old English language from 1215 mean. Find pictures, GIFs, anything on the internet that is going to help us understand what these mean, and you choose 2 or 3 of the ones that you feel you understand the most or you feel are the most important. Let me show you some examples from last year. I'm not going to linger on it too long. Here's number 39. No free man shall be taken or imprisoned or deceased, deprived or exiled in any way, destroyed, except by the lawful judgment of his peers or by the law of the land. So it means you should not be thrown in jail unless you have a jury. These are the peers. Really simple, and that's all you have to do, okay, for 2 to 3 of them. If you are by yourself or with a partner, you do 2, and if you're with a group of 3, you do 3. And again, you can be on a group with anyone from any of my classes. Turn in the assignment, and that is your attendance today. Nothing to read, nothing to watch. Just make sure you're caught up with everything on the week, because I am going to be putting in grades if you haven't seen those already. Good luck. Let me know if you have any questions. I can hop onto a Google Meet and talk about any of these if you have any questions on any of the excerpts and need help figuring out what they mean. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. Good luck.